makes you smile?
You do.
What?
You
Doki
do.
Everyone here on this anime podcast. Except
and all
Craig.
you listeners. Oh!
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Why am I here?
きっと約束だよいつかまた同じ笑顔で
Alright, what up party people? Welcome back to Annie Chatbox, and not just back to any episode. This is episode 50!
Oh my gosh, you guys, it's finally here. We made it 50 episodes in.
Woot.
Obviously, shouting, this is me, Cammie. Very excited to be here, and very excited to be here alongside all of my fellow crew. We are gonna start with the other C. I was gonna say the other C, but there are three of us with C's. So let's start with the C with the D, and that is Craig.
We're fucking old, guys. 50 episodes. I'm glad to be here. Thank you. I would like to thank the Academy and my mom for this momentous occasion, and obviously the generous people at home.
Yes. And then let's go to the D with the D, and that is our dear Jonathan Joestar.
Hey,
I just blinded
entirely
him.
sure
He doesn't
how
know what
to
to
take
say.
that. No. Hey, haven't quite been here for all 50 episodes, but since I joined part way, but it's been a fun year for me. Over a year now, just a bit.
Yeah.
We're glad you're here. We are glad you're here. And now we're gonna go with the C that doesn't have a D, but guess what? She's my closest homie G, and that is Cassie.
You don't know that.
Whoa.
True. At first I thought you meant closest homie G, and I was like, you're not my homie G?
The first one. The first part. The second one's guaranteed. You have proof of that.
Hey! Awesome.
Nice.
I mean, okay, investigation next time. That'll be fun.
Oh.
All right.
No.
Regardless of that.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
Regardless of that,
I need an adult.
Back to things being PG. If you want to listen to us, check us out. You can access our social links. You can find us at twitter.com/theanniechatbox. Email us at anniechatmail@gmail.com. Listen to us over iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, or SoundCloud. If you want to get to us on Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/anniechatbox. And I also want to make a quick shout out to my friend Corpsey Ann Carroll for becoming our first Patreon subscribers. So Thank you so much for being a valuable patron. We love you so much, and I don't know, I'll PM you on the side and ask if there's anything else you'd like of me, requests or favors or whatnot, but we really, really appreciate your charity.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
$5 makes me so happy. I could go buy a candy bar for everyone here to share. We'll split it into 4 ways.
Ooh, what kind of candy bar?
We'll figure it out. Might have to take a
poll.
poll.
Figure that out. Ooh, listener poll. Okay, we will work that out. But in the meantime, today's going to be a special sort of episode because we wanted to do something special for episode 50. So we worked it out somehow that we could make this special QA, or really get to know your hosts episode. And so the way that I tried to figure out a way to make this work was to get a bunch of random asks, mostly through Tumblr, because Tumblr is the hub of very cute little ask post questions sort of things. So I went through some selected lists and exposed them to my fellow co-hosts, and then gathered a list of 50 questions that we thought would be fun to answer on air, so you can get to know, a little bit more about us. And of course, if we don't answer something that you are dying to know, send us an email at anniechatmail@gmail.com, comment on the YouTube upload, or of course catch us at Twitter. All right. So
Nice.
The way this is going to work, I've randomly generated the order of the questions that we have, and I've got a doc open. So I will just start us off by saying the question number, what the question is, and we can all go in a round table to answer it. And I don't think we really need an order. I think someone can just say, "Oh, I know, I'll go," and we'll answer it. We can freestyle here.
Yeah.
We can. I just rap freestyled earlier in the episode. So
Freestyle.
all right. Freestyling, we wildin'. Okay. I'm going to start us out with question number 45. My dear hosts, can you cook?
Okay. Define cook. If you're able to somehow make things that are edible to other people, then I suppose I would be considered a decent cook. Cass has said it on air how I make pasta, aka massacholi. Basically a bunch of penne noodles, a bunch of mozzarella cheese, and spaghetti sauce and ground beef. I'll put that in a pan and put it in the oven, bake that for 20-25 minutes, and it turns out to be kind of like a lasagna-esque sort of thing. But other than that, I can cook simple things. I've always wanted to bake, but that's outside. That's future goals.
That's funny because that's the opposite of me. I grew up baking and I can bake a good amount of mostly anything. I don't feel comfortable cooking. Basically, in the household of Get and Cammy, Get is main chef and I play sous chef, aka I am learning to cook. So we've got the waifu stereotype reversed. I'm not a good waifu. I'm sorry to say.
Does that make Get the waifu?
Yeah, basically.
I can see it.
That's
All
amazing.
right. I know that Cassie can cook certain dishes because she has cooked me very good dinners.
I have you very fooled. It's because I put an ounce of love into everything I make. But not to be confused with like love nectar. But
oh God.
Oh, Cass, no.
Hey, this is an anime podcast. We gotta make a few references every now and again, or this isn't an anime episode. But in true form to my anime-loving self, I am very similar to every cookie-cutter girl who can't cook in anime, where she'll learn to make one or two dishes good, but then fail epically at everything else. So that's basically my life. But much like you, Cammy, I think that, like, I just do better with measurements. Like, I think that's the thing with baking. Like, baking is, like, you follow a recipe, you put 3 1/4 cups of whatever, you put in blah, blah, blah. Whereas cooking, it's like, anytime I ask somebody to do something, they're like, oh, just add a dash of this, and I'm like,
What's a dash?
What's a dash?
What is dash?
You do know a dash is like hyphen, right? Do you want to rip up a piece of paper and toss it in a bowl? Like, what do you want from me? I don't know.
Just a pinch of salt. So I have to pour some salt out. That sounds wasteful.
But John, I do know that your family often gets you to make tea. Can you make anything other than tea?
I can make an omelette.
Can you make
omelette
omelet rice?
Scrambled egg on.
Ooh,
Can you make omelet rice?
Omelet rice.
I have tried my own kind of attempt at omelet rice. It did not necessarily go too well. So, I've been meaning to actually look up a proper omelet rice recipe and see where I'm going wrong. I would love to learn to cook more. I just haven't gotten around to it. But when I went to university, my mother made sure I at least knew how to make scrambled egg for myself. And beyond that, it's just pretty much... It comes frozen, just open the oven, put it in, and bake for 20 minutes.
Scrambled eggs.
Okay. The next question on our list is question number 43. Do you have any pets? And I request that Cassie and Craig go first.
We share the same pets. We have communal pets. No, I have I'll talk about my cat, and then you can talk about your pet.
Okay.
But I have a cat, Killua, that I named after Killua Zoldyck from Hunter x Hunter because I'm a disgusting weeaboo, and I'm going to try and fit something anime into every single one of my answers, and this is going to be the easiest one to do.
Jesus.
But he also shares the same birthday as Killua, which is pretty great, the anime character. which is
God.
great. And he also kind of has the same temperament, so it's pretty great. But I love him. He's my cute little kitty. He's 2 years old. He's almost 3 now.
And he's
He's a
still
baby.
paranoid about everything.
Yes, he's my little assassin.
Oh my god. So in contrast, my cat is named Marcus. He is an old man. He's about 13 or 14 years young now. I got him in the Midwest, and he survived the plane ride over to the West Coast, Best Coast. I got him because he's gray with black stripes. Also, he is just loves everyone and their mother. I'm hoping that he realizes his true potential and is able to help me get all the ladies out there. What's up? Also, fun fact about another fun fact about him that I got him is his name is Marcus, and that's the protagonist of the Gears of War video game series for the Xbox.
I love how you roll your eyes at Killua being from an anime, but you don't roll your eyes at the fact that you are happy that he's named after a video game character.
I could have called.
Ooh.
To be fair, I can call him anything. I call him names. To be fair, because I'm an awful owner of a cat, but he loves me regardless.
But that's one of the reasons that appealed to you. So you're making fun of me when your cat's name is named after not an anime character, but a video game character, which is honestly just as nerdy.
I should have. Hey, it could have been worse. I could have called him like Noctis or Sora.
John,
Hello.
what about your pets?
Oh, we're gonna be here a while.
I have for as long as I can remember grown up surrounded by pets. So,
Aw.
my family loves pets, and but specifically for me. And speaking of, that was actually
we
very
go.
well timing. Great timing, Tess. Yes, that is my cat, Tess. In a way named after, well, I say in a way, she's named after Fate Testarossa. So, from the magical girl lyric on Nanaha. There is a bit of a story behind that, which is I had another cat called Cookie, who unfortunately passed away while I was going through some pretty rough times. And to help cheer me up, my family surprised me with a kitten who happened to be the spitting image of Cookie.
Ooh.
I thought they cloned my cat kind of spitting image. And I was just like, I want to name her Faye. And my parents were just like, that's some anime character, isn't it? We're not gonna let you name her Faye. Aww. Then I called her Tess. Then what's that naming after? Faye Testaros? Fine.
God, what a weeb.
But yeah, I've also got 3 dogs, a rabbit, which I had actually completely forgotten to mention last time I brought this up, and a budgie. The budgie is called Jojo, but not actually named after any Jojo. And the dogs are Chad, Rocco, and Diesel is a little long-haired chihuahua, like the girl's pet in Yodo Camp.
Oh my god! I love that reference. I don't currently have any pets, but I've grown up with pets, but I live somewhere where I can't have pets right now. But Jonathan knows my ideal situation, which is to have a corgi and a giant, Newfoundland breed of dog that would be red-haired, and I would name the corgi Waver and the giant red dog Iskandar, because they were my favorite team in Fate Zero, and I love them, and I want 2 dogs that that I can name after them.
Nice.
So, yep,
Waver
that's
would be
the
a
dream.
corgi.
I know, right? Okay. All right. Anyway. All right. Question 39. Ooh, this is a fun one. Have you ever been to a concert? And if so, what was your first concert that you went to?
Yeah, it's really
Mine
hard to
was-
make this one anime related.
Mine was Adam Lambert, and it was great.
Mine was at the Zelda Symphony of the Goddess, again related
Ooh.
to video games, but
It's close.
scaling it back to anime. Last year I attended a concert with Nate Wants to Battle and Amelie, or Lian Lee, who
Nice.
pretty popular YouTubers that do anime covers and video game covers, so check them out sometime.
I wish I could say that my first concert was a Mad Catcher Markets concert, because that would at least have the Japanese reference, but not quite. My first concert was actually Limp Bizkit, live in the park.
Ooh.
There was actually
guy.
there was several bands on, and right before Limp Bizkit came on was A, and the stage caught fire.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
dear.
No.
One of the
Oh, God.
speakers caught on fire mid song, and they just kind of like rushed out with a fire extinguisher, put the fire out, and rushed the speaker off the amp off stage just as quickly without them even breaking song. But yeah,
Dang.
that was fun.
What about you, Cassie? I don't think I've heard about you going to concerts before.
I've been to a few concerts. I've been to a Carrie Underwood concert. I went to this like country music concert with my family when I was younger that had like a bunch of people. But my very first concert was a Hilary Duff concert.
Oh my god.
Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah.
Approve.
That was my first concert. I think I was like 13 or 14. I don't know. I was younger, but I had the time of my freaking life. It was great.
That's all that matters.
Yep. Okay, this one definitely might get a little bit hashtag deep, but next we have question 49, which is, what is the best decision that you've made in your life so far?
We're all millennials, so we don't make good decisions.
Hey!
Ain't that the truth?
Ask anybody. Ask anybody. We
Yeah.
so bad. We're awful. We're the reason why, restaurants are falling apart and avocados are on the rise or whatever.
Exactly.
What?
Avocado toast. Yeah, this one's a little bit tricky. I think a good decision that I was able to make and that I stick to is to seek out help when it's needed. Is something that I really started to be able to do on my own and have learned to be better with. Sometimes I benefit from counseling and being able to recognize and say to people, okay, I'm in a situation where I'm not good. I want to get better. I need help. And being able to seek out help from friends, from counselors, from family, even like coworkers in recent weeks is really important. And I think that sometimes I do try to just throw everything on my shoulders and then it just gets blah. And when I really am able to seek out help, I feel thankful and I feel like I can do more. So maybe that's a good decision that I've stuck with in my life.
I support that 110%.
Probably in hindsight, the logic behind it sounds like it was a terrible decision, because yes, person I barely know from club, I would love to go camping with you to this strange event that I know nothing about, because the over the years, the knock-on effect of actually going to Tokonatsu for the first time on a complete whim without knowing anything about it is, if I hadn't, I probably wouldn't have met these lovely people. So I think if I have to single out one single decision I've made, probably that one.
That's sweet, John. We love you.
I would say, honestly, a good decision that I made was taking Cass up on her offer to move out to the West Coast, mostly because it's a lot more stuff to do out here. Like, it's not as isolating, I feel, as I felt in the Midwest. Admittedly, there was a kind of a trade-off with not being able to see the family as readily or as often, despite them being obviously sad that I'm not readily available to see them whenever the hell I want / they want. But it actually allows me to get out and do stuff and have fun and go to conventions, go to concerts, and actually applying for the job that I currently have, while being a little monotonous at times, actually does provide me security and stability versus being a contractor in the Midwest.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And Cassie, your millennials answer does count as a valid answer if you want to go with that.
But it's not animu enough. So I want to say that one of the best decisions I ever made was getting more involved in the anime community. Because if not, I never would have gotten involved in voice acting and such, which means I never would have met almost everybody I know now, including the AMV community. I wouldn't have met anybody here. I would probably not be living with Greg. I may have not named my cat Killua.
No!
So, as silly as that sounds, I'm actually really happy that I took more of an interest in something, because I didn't have a lot of interests that were really solid as a child. So, it's nice to be able to love something that lets me love so many people.
That's awesome.
Also, millennials suck.
Jesus.
Okay. Moving right along. Question 32, which is, you can answer this one of two ways. What was the last book you read, or the last movie you watched? And I will say
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, for mine, I'll go with the last book I read, which was a manga called My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness. And it is an autobiographical one-shot about a young woman who dealt with a lot of stuff growing up, depression, suicidal thoughts, bulimia, and just her story of, like, awakening to who she is sexually and, like, pursuing what she wanted in life, like, what she wanted for a job, and getting herself better. And it was very candid, very intimate, really, really good read. I flew through it. You can find the book on Amazon and at your local Barnes & Noble. If you like something that's like a personal manga, then I really, really recommend checking it out. It was really good.
Nice. I've been meaning to check that one out, actually.
I want to read that one really bad.
I've heard about it in, I believe, the Crunchyroll Awards, best manga.
Vote for it. # not sponsored. Okay.
Right. I would say last thing I read / watched, I actually had to think about this for a hot second. Last movie I watched was something with Cass, Mary and the Witch's Flower. By some folks over that made their own production company from Studio Ghibli, if I recall correctly. It was cute. It was imaginative and whatnot. The last book I read was a little bit of Citrus, because I'm a trash person and
That's not a very nice thing to say, Craig. Lots of people really love that manga.
It's very true. It is popular. I just want to see it. I just want to see it how it unfolds.
I'm blanking on the last. Oh wait, no, I know the last manga I read. Well, I haven't finished reading it. I started reading it. I got the first volume of K-On! In an anime loot box.
Oh.
And I started reading that.
Oh, nice.
But the last movie I watched would be Fatima Inverted. Had it kind of on hand for a long time and just kept forgetting about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to sit down and watch this movie because I'm curious about this upside down girl. And ended up being really interesting. Do give it a recommendation. Check it out.
Very cool.
Nice.
That was my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great. To give a different answer from Craig, 'cause I also went and saw Mary and the Witch's Flower. And the studio he was talking about was Studio Panak, I believe?
Yes.
I think so.
P-O-N-O-C. But I did just finish watching the Garden of Sinners movies with my boyfriend. That was the first anime property we really watched together. So romantic, obviously. Truly romance. And those were really good. I definitely recommend anybody watch them because it's definitely a trip. There's a lot of gore and a lot of mind trippiness, but it's definitely worth a watch.
Nice.
But recently I started rereading Horimiya, which is a manga that I super love. And to read it legally, I actually downloaded and started using the Bookwalker app. And if nobody knows about that, they should definitely check it out. It's a great way to buy manga that has been officially translated. And that you can purchase for like $7.50 instead of having to go out and buy like an $11, $12 manga. And then it's an e-reader, or it's an ebook, so you can read it on your e-reader. So I have my iPad, and it's just a little convenient.
Nice.
If that's what you're into. But yeah, I've been rereading Horimiya, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Nice.
That is a cute series. I do recommend.
Question 42. Where would you like to live? And I guess we'll put this as like, the place you would want to live the most. It can also be where you are. I would like to try out living in Japan. Probably an idealized answer, but might be pretty might be pretty cool to do. Might be pretty cool to try just for a year.
Yeah, like you said, I'm honestly kind of comfortable where I am. Despite like cost of living being a little high on the West Coast, I honestly, the ease of access in this metro city is actually a welcome change from what I had previously. I don't know if I could live anywhere outside the States. I would like to visit outside the States, but that's probably a different question. So kudos to you for wanting to live in Nihon for for a year, you said. So
I mean, yeah, I was gung-ho to do jet program, but logistics kind of flew in, and
yeah,
if I didn't say Japan, I probably would say Portland. I like Portland. I miss it. So
Part of me wants to say Japan, but part of me is also like, that probably wouldn't work out too well for you.
Right.
Probably either Norwich or Portland. And
come live in Portland. Come live here, please. I'm gathering a harem of people.
Both of those are because there are people I know there in those places.
Yeah.
Other than just my
amazing.
family. So, yeah. And Cassie and Craig have made Portland sound like a really awesome place to be, so.
Yeah.
One day you're gonna visit and you're never gonna want to leave. I'll make it so.
One day you'll visit and she'll treat you to like fast food and you'll be like, wow, the portions.
That already happened once.
Yeah. Oh, he'll be amazed by it again.
That reaction out of me already.
I mean, I'll always welcome a new one. Personally, I think I'm going to give the same answers as everybody else. I also was looking into the JET program, and it's something I still want to do, ideally, when I have money, because it seems to be the only thing really holding me back at this point. What do you think? Who would have thought a millennial having money problems? But yeah, I'd love to, ideally, if all the cards were to fall into place, I'd love to live over there for at least a year or so. But Portland's probably my favorite place I've ever lived. I did love living in California temporarily, but it's way too expensive to live there. It's too much. If I'm going to go anywhere other than Portland in the United States, I'd probably just go up one state to Washington. Because it's basically the same thing. Yeah.
Seattle's awesome. You know what? Screw it. Seattle. I want to live in Seattle.
Seattle's so freaking expensive. I'd love to live like right outside of Seattle.
In Tacoma or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard Washington's a great place if you want to like just get a big house with people.
Yeah.
And guys, what are we doing?
Oh, yeah, what the fuck are we doing?
I don't know.
To be fair, I've heard you can do that in Portland for pretty cheap, too, if you've got, like, 4 roommates.
Yep.
I could see it.
Just saying.
Okay, let me work on it. We're gonna get you another heavy hitter with question 50. Do you want children?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, no rush.
I was about to say, like, I don't know if I'm in a good spot to have kids at the current moment, but probably I I joke about this all the time, and Cass probably wants to hit me all the time, but I give myself like time limit of going to like maybe 40, but by the time, if I were to be an old man having kids, then that'd be kind of weird, for me anyway. But ideally have always wanted at least 2 kids, whether they be 2 girls or 2 boys or one or the other. Yeah.
Nice.
That way I have a little offspring, and they can fight for my love and affection, and then I will spoil them both rotten in the end.
Nice.
I'm an uncle of 8 already.
Oh my gosh, John! Whoa.
My parents are constantly like, so when are you gonna have kids? I'm like, you have 8 grandchildren already. You can wait.
Yeah. It's not something that I guess I'm opposed to in the future, but I could also see myself not having kids, partially because the career path that I see myself on in the future will be working with groups of youth, whether they be teens or kids, and maybe that's how I'm gonna get my fill. And just for that reason, and that I just think I have so many personal issues, and I'm too sensitive, and I don't need to make my own personal issues make me not be able to raise a kid. Just personally, I don't think I'd be strong enough to be a mom. But, you know, who knows? It's not something that I'm closed off to. I just don't see it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And question 4. Why are we getting all the deep ones? What is your dream job? What is your dream job?
Dream job.
I want to teach kids abroad.
Aww.
To tie into the last question, if I can't have my own kids, I'd like to teach other ones.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I would like to work in anything, ideally in IT. I'm kind of there, but not necessarily there. I guess developing I don't know. Like, it's weird. Like, to tie it back to anime, like, ideally, like, computer science, computer engineering, information technology. That's like Miss Kobayashi from Kobayashi's Maid Dragon, where all she would do is just code all day, which is kind of what we do, data entry, me and Cass over there. And it's just like, that's monotonous, but I'm somewhat there. I want to ideally be happy with what I'm doing monotonously instead of getting bored by it, but that's hashtag deep for you.
Yeah.
Animator.
And a what?
Animator. Just straight up.
Oh, wow. That's so cool, John.
Would love to be an animator, but, don't have the qualifications for that because life happens and, things get in the way. I need space, and money is required to move out to get a space on my own.
Yep.
So that I can actually just like animate for myself, because I am in a rather tiny, cramped room, which is also full of too many cardboard boxes because I say I need money and then I spend it all on crap that I don't need.
Ain't that the conundrum?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Realistically, I want to be a librarian focused on teen services. And there is such a niche for it. My previous library manager at my job said that when I said I wanted to do libraries, he said, I think you'd be an excellent teen librarian, which would also be ideal for me. I've done a lot of work with teens before, and they're kind of the age group that I feel I connect with the best, at least at this point. They're into all the really cool stuff, like comics, graphic novels, manga, movies. They like to be creative, so being able to work in a space where I can just provide cool services for them. Like, let's get them learning how to use 3D printers. Let's get, like, camps going where they learn how to make a music video in the summer. Let's, focus on getting graphic novel author interviews, like all that sort of stuff. Being able to work with them in that sort of sphere is really, really cool and exactly what I want to go into. I have a passion for it. So
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. And then now this is funny randomly generator. We go from question 4 to question 5.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite movie, anime, or game soundtrack? So just one. We can just pick one.
Oh.
But a soundtrack you like.
Let's probably try and stick to something anime related.
Okay.
Just to...
Ooh, well then that just makes me think.
The one in recent memory is probably the Made in Abyss one, because I've been listening to that constantly.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very good one.
And I just sit back and listen to everybody else struggle.
Right? Yes.
Okay.
I took a good one and then ran away.
All right, fine. I'll go with anything that Hiroyuki Sawano composes. Anything for his anime, and it goes for video games too. However, I will say he has a problem where he composes the same 5 songs and it gets really, really fucking loud. And it brings the hype, but damn it, if only he plays the same 5 songs with the same electronic sounds. But I love it regardless.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is there a specific OST he's done that you've liked the most?
Let me think here. Recreators, I'll Know a Zero. I mean, the Xenoblade Chronicles X soundtrack.
That's not 1, that's 3.
Fine. Recreators in recent memory.
Because I heard a song from it today and it reminded me of how great all the music in the show is. Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles has a soundtrack by Yuki Kajira and it is amazing.
I hear good things about Yuki Kajira.
Yeah, let's go with
I
that.
do like the Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles soundtrack. I'm torn between 3 and I'm like, pick one.
Gun to your head, go.
Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Oh, yeah! Get the Advent Children representation.
Nice.
I just love, like, these were... most of it is, like, updated, slightly remastered, redone versions of songs that I remember hearing throughout playing the game of Final Fantasy VII.
Yep.
And it's not. I will admit, it's not my favorite version of Still More Fighting or Those Who Fight Further or whatever it's called. I've heard it translated as so many different versions, but that's probably one of my favorite songs. That it's on my MP3 player. And also definitely my favourite version of Genova out there.
Okay.
So,
Question 35. What's an anime you can watch that makes you feel most at peace? So what's something that makes you feel, that puts you in your happy place?
Dark After Sakura?
Nice.
Hey,
definitely good answer.
I think I already know John's answer. I don't know if he'll say it, but I can think of a show for him. But I'd say show that puts me in my happy place.
Either that or Yuru Camp, but I haven't finished that one yet.
Right? I thought about
Camp is definitely shaping up to be that kind of series. It's also a series that makes you hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Hungry Calm.
Yes.
Calmgry?
Yeah, the opposite of hangry.
Calmgry. Coin that term.
Calmgry.
Something great to watch while eating something, but yeah, not my answer.
I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, go ahead, Craig.
I was just gonna say this one's a little hard. I kind of want to just. I'm thinking of just trying to find laid back anime and like
think about it for you. Like if it's Love Live, then it's think about that.
It
think
doesn't
about
have to be laid back. It just has to be something that makes you happy.
Yeah.
Chill or otherwise.
Here, I'm gonna give you a minute. Because mine is Natsume's Book of Friends.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. Makes me very comfy and happy.
I should have seen it coming.
By the time it hit you, your last surprise. I'm just gonna go with anything shonen trash. Let's just go Dragon Ball Z.
Nice.
It's despite all of the pacing and Papa Toei with its animation, I I'd said it before, but I watched all like the first 40 episodes of Dragon Ball Super over Christmas break, and it was fun. Like, I was just sitting there with the blanket, and I just watched all of it. And I'm like, oh, I'm transported back to my childhood.
Aw.
I'm really curious as to what Craig's answer for me was, but I'm probably gonna have to go with Digimon.
Nope,
Specifically,
that-
Digimon Adventure.
That's a very John answer.
That is a John answer, but my answer for you was Gundam Build Fighters.
Aw.
Gundam Build Fighters is actually pretty up there too, yeah.
Yep.
But like, I've just watched and rewatched Digimon Adventure 01 so many times over the years.
Mm.
And like, arguably not the best series, but it's just, I don't know, something about 01, I just love it. I can rewatch it
Nice.
so many times and not get bored of it.
Nice. Question 24. I feel like we all kind of know these answers, basically. But are you a gamer? And I would say very, very casual for me. Mostly stuff that reminds me of dead anime shit. If
weeb
there's a video game
shit.
based on an anime or is anime-esque, then yeah, I'll probably play it.
You know this answer. I'm into video games. I'm part of a video game podcast, Saber of Progress. It's on Twitter and social media. So that says something about it. I just played a new game, Dragon Ball Fighter Z and Celeste today. So yeah.
Nice.
I don't game as much as I used to, but I still consider myself a pretty avid gamer. Probably play a lot more casual than I used to. But yeah, I'm still
trucking along in that Persona 5,
myself
right?
a casual gamer, but like,
One day you'll finish Persona 5.
I was about to say,
One day.
I'm
how
getting
far are
there.
you? What month are you in?
November.
Okay,
Been
you're
in
good.
November for like ever. He'll get there one day.
One day.
I'm getting there. I need a day off of work.
Ain't that
I can
the
just
truth?
Sit down and like, right, okay, this dungeon, time to smash through it.
Ain't that the truth?
But yeah, my I play games occasionally. I'm trying to get more into it. I got a Twitch account so I could play more for like friends and stuff, and just
Yeah.
for myself. And then I just haven't been able to do it. But I'm gonna try and get it back up and running probably in the next couple of weeks if possible. But the thing that I play the most is probably visual novels, and I'm super excited
Mhm.
because the company I work for, Manga Gamer, finally gave me a ring today, and I get to work on some more titles.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Good.
And if you guys love visual novels, especially that naughty stuff, Manga Gamer is a great place to check out.
Hey, all right.
Can't tell anybody what I'm working on because NDA, but it's fun stuff. It's a lot of fun stuff.
Nice.
And the thing that's great about visual novels is they're not all not safe for work. Is it where there's a ton of them that aren't, but there are some that are, and those are some of the best. If you go and buy Eden on Steam, I'm in the credits. Good
Oh
stuff.
my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, that's
Well, now I have to buy it.
That's a safe for work one.
Yeah, it's a Minori title. There is a not safe for work bonus edition you can get off Manga Gamer, but you can just get the safe for work edition on Steam. And it is one of the most heart-wrenching things ever. You don't even have to make choices. It's just a story. And it's beautiful, and I love it, and it's probably one of my favorite visual novels.
Hmm.
I'm not going to talk about my favorite visual novels that are of the naughty variety.
I was
We're
going to
not
say,
gonna go there.
Cass, when are you going to stream Nekopara?
That is actually also a Steam game that you can play that is completely safe for work as well. You don't have to play the not safe for work version.
Mm.
It's also not my favorite.
Speaking of favorites, and again, we can transport this to anime. What was your favorite TV show as a child? Let's go with anime. Sailor Moon. Bam.
Dragon Ball Z.
Cardcaptors. We're recycling answers we already had. Let me guess, John, Digimon.
Actually, no, Cardcaptors. I didn't
I already
really
said
grow
Cardcaptors.
to appreciate Digimon until I was a lot older. And I just like randomly was like, I feel like watching Digimon, and it just like, you know what, I love this series.
Can I just change my answer and say, and can we all just collectively say anything that was on the Toonami block or whatever John's equivalent of Toonami was?
I mean,
suppose.
basically.
Toonami for a little while.
Okay. I did not know if.
But not even necessarily just that. I think one of my most defining shows, like if we're talking about also like growing up with anime, was like Detective Conan.
Yeah.
And that was on Adult Swim. And I had my little VHS tapes that I'd put on and recorded at night so my parents wouldn't know. And then I would go and watch it the next day. Like, it was a whole fucking, like, spy movie for me to slip out in the middle. And we had stairs back then that creaked. And I snuck down the stairs, slipped the VH tape in, turned the TV on down as low as I could go, turned it to the Detective Conan, recorded it. It was case closed on Adult Swim. Then, once it was done recording, turn everything off, run back upstairs with my VHS tape, and pray to God my parents didn't wake up. Lather, rinse, repeat. Over and over and over.
Mission Impossible.
I was very dedicated to getting my anime back then.
Nice. That just makes me think of when I was 13 and I finally got access to eBay for the first time.
Oh, God.
And all I did was buy Sailor Moon VHSs. All the time. All right.
One of my first VHS purchases was actually Martian Success in the Desco.
Oh, nice.
But
Yes,
I also remember not so much sneaking around, but because my parents gave me complete permission to do it, but recording anime off of the Sci-Fi Channel every night that they had anime showing. Occasionally, if like it was a holiday and the stars aligned or whatever, I would actually stay up for as long as I could watching it while it was recording. I remember staying up and watching Akira. And that was amazing.
Nice. Okay, so then I'm gonna ask you all, do you have any siblings? I'm the youngest and I have 2 older brothers.
I'm the oldest, and I have... Oh, God. I'm spacing on numbers. 4. I have 4 other siblings.
GG, Craig.
Oh, God, I'm old, guys. I can't remember. I have two younger brothers and 2 younger sisters, and I am soon, according to cast towards all of them, yet I love them all.
Aw.
I am youngest of 4. I have one older half-brother who I have not heard from in about 20 years. Neither is my father, in all honesty, so...
Rip.
But I also have 2 half-sisters on my mother's side, who one has vanished off to Scotland and kind of shunned the rest of the family, but I'm still in contact with a little bit. I'm about the only one that she hasn't got a full contact with for some reason. And my other sister is local, and they have 4 kids each between them. So there's where my 8 nieces and nephews come from, for a piece.
Nice.
I have some siblings.
Do you?
Yeah, you do.
I have a full-blooded, as it were, I suppose, no term, biologically connected sister who I don't hang out with too much, but she just got married. Good for her. Then I've got my half-sister who lives here with me in Portland, but we are way closer than any of my other siblings. And her name's Crystal. She's pretty rad.
She is. She
does Craig's taxes.
I treat her with Jamba, and I watch her son. It's awesome.
And then I have a slew of half brothers that I'm not going to sit here all day and talk about, but they're I haven't got to meet most of them, so my closest are probably my 2 sisters.
Yeah. Crystal's awesome. Again, as someone who's also met her, she's great.
Too true.
She sounds awesome.
Okay, so our next one. Ooh, okay, this will be a fun one. What, again, we're going to change TV show to anime. What anime would you recommend for everyone to watch? Is there such a thing? Let's find out.
Rakugo Shinju, Rakugo Shinju,
Oh,
Rakugo Shinju, Rakugo Shinju, Rakugo Shinju.
What Cassie said.
like there's a lot of like parameters you could use for this one. I mean, if the child is of age, I would say Fate Zero or anything Gen or well, actually no, I take that back. I was about to say anything Gen or Ibuchi, but honestly, just stick with Fate Zero or maybe Madoka Magica or Psychopaths of his work. But Fate Zero or FMA Brotherhood. Those shows.
Oh, FMA, yes.
Those are both good answers.
Yep.
To change it up because just go back and watch pretty much any time My Hero Academia has come up. You know how much
I think
good.
that also.
Try to yell at people to watch that. Changing it up a bit. Probably Build Fires. Or
as a cursory introduction to what is Gunpla and the Gundam fandom as a whole.
I think it's better to watch as a Gundam fan because you'll pick up on all of the references, which I think was one of the reasons why Cassie liked watching it with me, because there were certain episodes that she got very unusual reactions out of me from, and she didn't know why. And it was because I saw a couple in the background, and I'm like, yes, they ended together in this. Because I shipped them so much in the series that they came from. But what else? Probably Digimon, actually.
Digimon?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Trying to think of other older things too.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Monster in the bucket.
Oh yes, please.
Yeah, Monster, and I think that Monster just works very well even for people that aren't like anime fans. Like,
it's
if they can,
it transcends the medium because it's a good story, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
Nice.
but it's also like it's very not anime. Like,
Yeah.
it's very adult, and it doesn't even take place technically in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like you could switch out the names and some of the you could make, if they're going to adapt anything into a live action Hollywood movie, I wish they would just do Monster, because they could do that right.
Yeah, right.
It'd be easy.
I agree. Okay. Are we ready to move on to the next question?
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
The next one's a cutie one, and again, you can put this in anime terms. What makes you smile?
You do.
What?
You do.
Everyone here on this anime podcast, except
and all
Craig.
you listeners. Oh,
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Why am I here?
I'm just kidding.
When you get, this is something that makes me smile, when you get a pairing that actually gets together and they get a really satisfying, cute kiss scene.
Yes.
For me, the pinnacle of that is Toradora. Yeah, it's just so satisfying.
Cass, what do I fanboy about? What makes me smile?
That's a good question.
I'm drawing a blank.
Why do I have to answer this question for
because you observed me.
Whatever. Sparkly idol girls, Precure.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I do enjoy the cute girls attacking like the. I don't know. Okay, I was gonna say something like just general, like anything that I get hyped for, but I mean, and it pays off and lives up to the hype. But yeah, I would go with. Just watching things with other people to hear the reaction. Case in point for this season. Pop Team Epic. Just to watch that dub and sub, it's hoot, and honestly makes me laugh out loud just to hear both sub and dub for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Try to think of something specific.
I think for me, when something that's very like been done over and over again has a nice, interesting twist all of a sudden, especially in anime. Like for example, we had that like isekai genre drop for the last year or so, and I feel like ReZero was a little different.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Or I watch a lot of dramas and a lot of slice of life shows.
Yep.
But I
Mhm.
feel like Scum's Wish did something different.
Yeah.
Or like stuff like that I find to be quite
Yeah.
satisfying.
Would you say Konosuba is a good twist on the isekai genre, or is that?
I mean, it's a comedy, so I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a whole discussion for another day. But I'm just saying, like,
Too
when
true.
something does something different, it
Yeah.
it makes me smile. It makes me happy. It gives us good discussion.
Yeah, for sure.
You got one, John?
This might sound a bit vindictive, but the moment where the asshole
Gets his
gets what's
comeuppance.
coming to them.
Yep. I can
Oh
get
my
behind that.
god. I literally remember now the episode where we reviewed Onihei, and you fixated so much on that one episode where that happens. Now I get it.
There you go.
I get it.
Just like I mean,
You just love to watch the bad guy suffer. I guess.
it's,
Hey, justice!
It's
Justice!
justice. It's just like a character can like do something to piss me off, and there are some series where like there's some series where it's like, okay, you're starting to piss me off, and then they quickly get like smacked down to earth, and like, okay, good, yes, that was good. Like, that happened
That was satisfying.
twice already in Darling in the Franxx, and it's just left me
Mhm.
laughing both times. But like, there's two particular series I'm thinking of where a particular character just kept rubbing me the wrong way every time they appeared, and I was just, I want you to get your comeuppance. Can it happen soon? Can it happen now? Please, just someone smash him, punch him in his smug smile.
Oh my
on his
gosh.
face. And
John,
like, and like both times, like when it actually happens, when the shoe drops for them, it might not be what I've exactly been asking for, but it's so satisfying.
Nice.
One of those was High School of the Dead.
Okay. This one, I'm gonna put a spin on anime for it. This next question, which is, what is your biggest fear? And a fear that I didn't realize I had that anime introduced me to was body horror. I didn't need to know that body horror existed, but yeah, I am traumatized, and I cannot handle it at all.
I do not like jump scares, and Pop Team Epic has taught me that they can utilize it in the most
Oh God!
unsettling ways.
I wanna know.
Without spoiling, because that is a currently airing show. There is a small jump scare in one of the episodes, and I'm not going to say what it is.
Yeah.
And it is one of the times where you could argue that watching both sides of the episode pays off.
Yes.
Cause scared the fuck out of me both times. It actually scared me more the second time.
Would you also say the same occurred in Flip Flappers, Cassie? Yeah.
I don't like when shows that are very fun suddenly become very unsettling out of nowhere and give me a jump scare. That is not something I am fond of. And I can admit that it was clever in Pop Team Epic's case, but still, do not like.
Oh my god.
So the question is something in anime that, like, a fear that has spawned from an anime.
Well, something that's a fear that maybe you've seen in anime if you want to. Yeah.
Okay.
I just know that mine was created via seeing anime, but yeah, do whatever.
I
Or
can't.
you're just brave.
It's weird. I can't think of anything unsettling. Like, I know that there's a really supposed, like, really horror-esque show that's airing this season. I'm spacing on the name now.
Junji Ito?
Thank you. But I suppose anything with body horror as a whole, unless I know it going in, will kind of throw me off for a loop. But yeah, most of my fears are rooted in kind of like a live action sense. Seeing it animated kind of creates a delusion or a disconnect for me in some weird way. So, I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What about you, John?
I've kind of avoided body horror for the most part in general. Like, the moment I learned it was a thing, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna avoid that.
Staying away.
But the bit that gets me the most in any kind of horror sense is like just the anticipation, the build up, the slow build up when you know something's gonna happen, and you're just like, when is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? Can it just fucking happen and get it over with now, please?
And then it happens, and then you get scared regardless.
Ooh, another one that I was only introduced to in anime is any sort of torture involving fingernails.
Okay, yep, thank you. I fucking hate that.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. You just reminded me of a couple of different anime that have had that, and I'm just like, yeah, can you not?
Yep.
I think it makes me cringe, but I don't think it affects me as much as it affects everybody else.
Yeah.
You are a trooper, man.
Yeah.
Trooper.
I think Higurashi just, like, kind of
it's a trigger
made it
show.
so I didn't really care.
Desensitized you to
you become
it.
disillusioned to it, Cass.
I don't know, man. There's a point where I encountered it in Monster, and they don't show you anything, but I would hear the clipping and hear screaming, and I was just like, oh no, I cannot handle this at all.
Isn't it great when it comes out of nowhere, like in an anime we reviewed recently?
Oh my god.
Not gonna say which one.
Yeah, I do know
Visceral
that
sound effects, and you just...
Yeah, Craig, you mentioned that one.
Yep, I can get behind that, yeah.
Okay, let's get on to something less unsettling. Okay, so... how do I want to do this? Okay, yeah. Have you ever participated in a sport that you've seen in a sports anime? And if you haven't, just say your favorite sports anime.
See, my favorite sports anime is Haikyuu. But
Hey.
I have played soccer before. I don't know if there's a soccer anime, but... oh, wait, yeah, there is. There was that Clean Freak one.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yama-kun, which was garbage.
Yeah,
There's
but
been a couple
Haikyuu is
of
my
soccer
favorite.
anime, actually, thinking about it.
Oh, yeah, there is.
I need to actually finish Haikyuu. I think it's kind of blasphemous that, like, I claim it's my favorite, but I haven't watched all of it.
Yeah.
So, my a sport that I've actually participated in, and let me know if there is an anime that has a sport in it, via you guys or the folks at home, but I did track and field for a few years in high school. I was mostly a choir kid. But
I believe there has been a track and field anime, but I just don't know it.
I think, and if not, there are people who do track and field in anime pretty frequently.
Yeah.
Wait, what is Suzuka?
Suzuka.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. I was like, wait a minute, Fuka's mom. Yes, I remember that. Okay, but my favorite sports anime is a little thing called Kuroko no Basket. Kami, can you get behind that, can't you, Kami? Hey.
Okay, so I mean, I never did actual sports in school because I'm just unathletic trash. But I took swimming lessons for a long time, and free is great. So let's give that one splash free. Let's give that one a mention. And then actually, there was a period in time where I was like 7. And I did do a season of ice skating lessons because I really wanted to ice skate.
Oh, nice.
So there you go. Yuri on Ice.
Woo.
But yeah, as far as straight up sports anime, my favorite is probably Kuroko no Basket.
Yeah, it is.
So
good.
I actually have several answers as well. Because I could say, hey, I did all of these different sports in school, but that was mandatory. I didn't really, until I started getting a note from my parents saying he can't see without his glasses, and I'm not letting him play sports with glasses on because they're expensive. Which got me out of playing sports. Before that, when I was actually a bit more active, I did actually join a basketball club. And I also did do figure skating lessons.
Nice.
What's your favorite sports anime?
So, Kuroke no Basket and Yuri on Ice for those. Favorite sports anime, though? I guess Yuri on Ice is the only one that I've actually finished. So,
Yes, we were born to make history.
That's such a good song.
We'll turn
Yes.
around. Yes, we were born to make history.
God, that's such a good song. Played that on OC last night.
It's actually
stuff.
funny. It is funny that you guys mentioned that as well, because what was the last song you listened to? Is our next question.
God, are we talking weeb music or?
Again, turn it however you want. Mine actually does work. So, a friend of ours showed me that, again, Lian Lai Amelie, she has a new CD out of Magical Girl covers that she did. And I was listening to it on Spotify this morning. I'm going to go buy it probably right after this. And the last song that came on was her cover of Catch You Catch Me from Cardcaptor Sakura, and it was adorable.
Yep.
So good.
Yep. So I guess that was the. I don't want to repeat answers here, but that was the last one that I listened to. Her YouTube version of that song.
Oh my god.
Before that, the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend TV shows. Like that show has multiple insert songs where people just spontaneously burst out into a song and dance. But the song that was been in my head. Is the season 2 opening. I don't know if it has a name. Love Makes You Crazy, but if you call her crazy, then she's just certifiably in love, and then it's cute. I'll have to show you guys after the recording here.
Nice.
Yeah.
The last anime I watched was Pop Team Epic on Sunday.
Oh my god.
So that intro,
yes,
I actually think is probably my favorite part of the show.
Oh, it's so good.
That song does not deserve to be as good as it is. Also, the graphics on that opening are great too. I like listening to that song.
I was gonna say, how do you like the guy with the aviator glasses?
That was strange, but I mostly like when they're like all in their different outfits and they're like twirling around and stuff.
Yeah.
And also when it does like a little zoom out from the TV and it just has little bits of them doing lots of different stuff that you can go through and see something new each time. Like I was like, wait, are they spooning rice into a bowl to try and put out a house fire?
Yeah.
Like you can see bunches of little things in there, but like the song also is just very catchy.
Too true.
That's the most recent like song I heard. But then again, I was talking to my boyfriend earlier today, and his roommate was playing Ed Sheeran's Shape of You in the background, and I was singing that to myself.
Oh my
That's a banger. That's a banger.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
Yes.
I missed the question. I'm sorry.
Most recent song you listened to?
Most recent song I listened to. We're going. What was the most recent song? I had an MP3 player on at work, and.
Well, then you might have just been mindlessly grinding through work and not even listened. Probably the first one that comes to mind is the one that you probably were really listening to.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? It was actually the one that's come to mind is like something that I remember coming up on my MP3 player. Was I can't remember the name of it. The ending song to Loveru, the first series.
To Loveru, huh?
Something about polka dots. I actually can't remember the title of it now.
That's okay. That's okay. A To Love Ru ending, you said?
Yeah.
An ending. I haven't listened to any of the music from To Love Ru. I will.
I will say the intro and ending songs to that to the first series are really catchy.
Nice.
It's something about a lullaby to polka dots or something weird like that, but it's still a catchy song.
Good. Okay.
Mhm.
Again, we can put this in anime. It's kind of similar to that what makes you smile question. But what are 3 things that you love in anime?
3 things I love in anime?
Mm-hmm.
Anything gay.
Hey! Yes!
Shoujo bubbles.
Okay.
Ooh.
And anything I can ship. If we're going with vague things.
Beautiful. Well, yeah, they can be vague. They can be vague things. Those are all great. I approve.
Let's go with really vague, broad strokes and one little detailed stroke. Hype battles.
Okay.
Case in point, Gurren Lagann. Good animation. Case in point, anything Studio Trigger does. And music, tying it back to an earlier thing, good music. Hiroyuki Sawano. Shout out.
How to put this? Like when seeing a plan build up and like figuring like okay, but not actually getting the whole picture, and then finally seeing the whole picture. If you get,
You mean the aha moment?
the
where everything falls
aha
into
moment,
place?
yeah, kind of. Sort of like it's one of the reasons why I love Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion. Cause
Cassie.
Are you okay?
I
Cass?
know you don't like it, but or you don't like Lelouch, but like that oh fuck
triggered
moment
right
of
now.
like, oh, that's what his plan ended up being. Wow.
Yeah,
and
I
like
can
just
get behind
seeing it
that.
come together, playing out. I love moments like that.
Yep.
Hype battles.
Yep.
It's one of the reasons why I stick with the Gundam franchise so much. Because I just love that like last couple of episodes, big final battle, or like the Gurren Lagann hype moment at the end.
So good.
And going completely in the opposite direction with this, but also stealing someone else's answer again. Just finding a couple that I latch onto and just like, now keys, kind of.
No keys.
Now
The
keys.
keys.
Specifically pink and blue magical girls. They
Okay.
tend to be my favorites. Stupidly enough, usually if there's a blue one, I'll be like, that one's mine. And then I said the
The
Ojo-sama laugh.
Ojo-sama.
And what's my last one? Oh, I just had it. Oh crap. Oh. Grumpy, insecure, effeminate anime boys.
Oh, those are great.
Oh my god.
They're right up there with me for silver-haired brooding boys.
Exactly. There's always that type. There is that type.
Oh,
and they have to be
God.
appreciated.
Tsundere boys, can we just holla?
No.
Holla shout out.
No.
Tsunderes in general, but
All right, let me see here. I got so into finding specifics because Cassie had great specifics, so now I have to find our next question, which is 13. If there's a creature you can think of anime, feel free to shout it out. If you could be any mythological creature, what would you be?
obviously
I'm
a
gonna
CG
be-
dragon. I mean, come on.
Oh,
Fuck.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
A mermaid.
I would be a vampire.
Hopefully not in the same town that Shiki took place.
No.
I'm going to be what I've now dubbed him as Elias Skeletor Ainsworth. I'm going to be what he is.
Skeletor. You want to be a bone daddy, Craig?
I want to be the shadow creature in the night.
I obviously want to be in a harem of guys who bullies one girl for several episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that your end goal dream?
Yes, I want to be one of the men from Diabolic Lovers.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That seems legit.
John, what about you?
I'm joking.
The kind of dragon from Maid Dragon, because then I can turn into a human-looking thing.
John wants to be Lucoa.
Aw. Let's also tack on, Cassie, you were joking, because the true answer is you want to be all of the boys from Diabolical Lovers at once.
All of them at once. And,
of course.
Oh.
No, I actually just really like vampires in general. I don't think they have a really good rap in anime, though. I think the cutest vampire I could think of is the one from Demi-chan.
Oh yeah, I never
true.
watched that one. I always think of Sunako, and she's cool. I like her from Shiki.
I just can't think of another mythical creature from anime I'd want to be. I could probably think of one later.
No, I think that's a good one too. Okay, so what is something you miss from your childhood? I honestly miss playing, like, imaginary games, honestly. You know, you just get outside with a friend and you just get so transfixed in your story. And I had a friend who would play Sailor Moon with me, and we were the next generation of Sailor Scouts, like, people's daughters and stuff. So we were the Sailor Mini-Minis, because whenever they had a younger one in Sailor Moon, it was Mini. So we were the Mini-Minis. So yeah, there you go.
That sounds really adorable.
Okay.
The mini-minis.
Yeah.
I have two answers for this. One is like wholesome, but the other one is depressing. Thing I miss from my childhood: not having to pay debt or pay rent or pay a debt.
Whew.
Right?
Those were good times.
Right? Secondary, I like kind of go off your answer there, Cammy. Not really wit and try to like get transfixed into like a story or anything like that, but I guess kind of to an extent where me and my siblings or me and my friends at the time, and actually now that I think about it, I'd still probably do this. Say for example, you get like toys or something like a Nerf gun, you get into like something with that, or like a lightsaber and you have lightsaber duels. Then you turn to recreate Star Wars. To take it back to anime, Craig and his friend back home, Matt, would watch Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z. What would we do? We would just essentially yell Kamehameha and Spirit Gun in our backyards as loud as we could.
Yes!
Just why were we fighting each other? No, we just did it for the hell of it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I miss from being a kid? Abundant spare time.
Oh
like
God.
I miss having enough free time, because nowadays it's like it's hard to be able to do the things that you want to do.
Yep.
Like enjoy and you have to pick and choose what you're going to consume as when it comes to media nowadays. When I was younger, I think I really took that for granted, but
I feel ya. Yeah.
Like one day, like as a working adult, sometimes like, hey, I have free time now. What do I feel like doing? Being a potato and just mindlessly watching some stupid thing.
Ain't that the truth, man? Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Something I miss from my childhood. Probably the thing that sticks out the most about me enjoying from my childhood is just like I spent a lot of time playing with like Lego and Connects and Meccano and just building whatever came to mind, or like I had this idea and trying to build it, and then just like, okay, it's done. It might not exactly resemble what I was trying to build, but it's close enough. And just my parents are constantly telling stories about how like they'd hear strange noises coming from environments. Oh yeah, he's playing with his Legos, he's playing with his models, he's doing whatever, and just like that being socially acceptable for me to be doing.
So true. So true.
I guess as I've grown up, it's gone from Lego into Gundam kits, but there's still that whole I want to build my own thing kind of thing going on with me wanting to do customs. It's one of the reasons why I keep on getting modeling support goods from Kotobukiya for the kits I've got, because like I keep toying with the ideas. I'll give it this different loadout.
Gotcha. Okay, guys, here's a real good one.
Mm-hmm.
So, what fictional character do you feel the most connected with? Obviously, anime character. You can think about it.
Oh, see, that's the hardest freaking question ever.
Wow.
Shit.
I'm going to be.
Okay.
I'm going to be.
Craig.
I got this. The guy with the Coke bottle glasses and the buck teeth from Maid Dragon.
Oh my god, Furuya? I think is his name,
believe
or something
so.
like that. Yeah.
So, on a multitude of reasons, he's an IT. He goes out and he hangs out with his friends. He can like drink or whatnot. Then he goes home and plays video games all the time, and likes to introduce people to other video games, a la Dark Souls in that universe, and to just kind of sit back and introduce people to new experiences. Also, while just kind of like casually talking about the things that he's into while completely plastered. So yeah, there's that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm some weird mix of Kirito from Sword Art Online, specifically the light novel version, because that's where you get all of his super awkward ass monologue that they couldn't think of any way to include in the TV series.
Nonsense. Monologue? No.
And Sei from Build Fighters.
Yeah, I can
I'm
see
some
you say.
weird mix of them too, I think.
Nice. Oh, I could see that. I could see that with Sei.
Yep.
Say is so you.
There's a slight mix of two. One that I honestly, just sadly, as much as I get older and I realize more things about myself, I think that I relate a lot to Tsukimi, the main character from Princess Jellyfish. She just, like, her fixation on her interests, like, to an obsessive point, is definitely something that I relate to. Her social awkwardness, I very much relate to. I very much relate to sometimes that she has a tiny task in front of her and she blows it up inside her head and, like, completely freezes up and is like, nothing good can come from this. Oh my god, like, I'm just gonna panic a lot. And her just a lot of, like, the insecurities that she has, I relate to a whole lot. And then the other one I would say is Ayumi Yamada from my favorite show, Honey and Clover. And mostly just in some ways that she tries to be her best for the people around her. Sometimes that causes her to like sheath her feelings away, kind of hide them or bury them, and you see basically the other side of her, like when she's alone and she's crying and she's upset about whatever, and she can sometimes get, like, very hyperactive, very cheerful, very friendly, which I think is more where I relate to her versus, like, Tsukimi, who can be totally withdrawn. Got the two sides of the coin there. And yeah, I love her to death, and I also see a lot more of myself in her as I grow older.
Nice. Cass?
Obviously, I relate to Zero Two from Darling in the Franxx because I'm the thirstiest bitch alive. No.
Yeah, I can see it.
No. Probably, I could very easily say that, like, a character that I love the most would probably be, like, Killua Zoldyck from Hunter x Hunter.
Right.
But if I had to go with things that I've always loved and probably always will love, probably Asuka Langley Soryu from Evangelion is a very iconic character for me, and I love her so much. I have gigantic posters of her. She's the only, she's the only figure I've gone out of my way to buy myself. So probably either her or Sakura from Cardcaptor Sakura, because she's just my favorite. Nice. She brings me joy. I watched the first episode of the new Clear Card arc and cried.
Yes.
Like, not even over-exaggerating. I cried watching it. So...
And you relate to those two characters then?
I wouldn't say I necessarily relate to them per se, but they are the ones that mean the most to me, maybe.
Too true.
Yeah, and that's a way to feel connected, absolutely.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, so we didn't get through all 50 questions. We did get about 25 ways in, so halfway there.
So half now and half when we get to 100. How about that?
Hey.
I mean, either that or I was going to say, if you're really dying to know some more burning questions from your hosts, you could send us an email requesting an eventual part 2 at anniechatmail@gmail.com or twitter.com/the AnnieChatbox. You know how to get a hold of us. We plug it every episode.
Yeah.
If you want the rest of the questions, we'll definitely do another one of these. It was kind of just a fun, special, chill. We made it 50 episodes kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to personally, I'm pretty sure, thank all of our listeners to this point, our supporters, our friends that just keep us going. And I want to thank all of you guys for being the greatest podcast co-hosts a girl could ever have.
Yeah. But it will be business as usual next time, guys. So expect some more talk about anime and an actual review. And it'll be fun times. We'll see you next time.
It will be. We will catch you again in our little corner of weeb space. That is the Annie Chat Box. All right. Bye, everybody.
Oyasumi.
Bye-bye.
Peace.